Breaking: Trump just made his biggest move yet. Muslims are pissed. President Donald Trump has proven over and over again that he says what he means and means what he says. Case in point, when he said that he planned to cut off aid to Palestinian terrorists, he meant every word and then some. President Trump has no intention of hand-holding and coddling potential terrorists while they terrorize Israel, our largest ally in the Middle East. Now it has come time for America to put her money where her mouth is, and President Trump has proven he is a man of action, making the announcement that he intends to withhold $45 million in aid to the Palestinians, as well as an additional $65 million it had planned to pay the UN agency that serves the Palestinians. According to Reuters, the announcement came just days after Washington withheld a separate $65 million, arguing that the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees needed a fundamental re-examination. According to Jihad Watch, this is not about cutting food money. Contrary to the lies of Husam Zumlot and others, the UNRWA has multiple links to jihad terror. It is a viciously corrupt and dishonest organization, bent on enabling the jihad against Israel and willing to lie brazenly in the process. Every penny of U.S. aid should be withheld from the UNRWA permanently. Reuters reports, at this time, we will not be providing that, but that does not mean, I want to make it clear, that does not mean that it will not be provided in the future, Nauert said. She repeated the U.S. view that UNRWA needs reform, saying there are a lot more refugees in the program than previously, and that money coming in from other countries needs to increase as well to continue paying for all those refugees. So we asking countries to do more, Nauert said. Fundamentally, we just don't believe that we have to be the chief donor to every organization around the world. Despite the decision on the food aid pledge, she said, we are the most generous country on the planet. We continue to be. President Trump took to social media, as he often does, to state in a post on January 2 that the United States gives the Palestinians hundreds of millions of dollars a year, but get no appreciation or respect, and he is absolutely correct in his assessment. Just as a little reminder, in just 2015 alone, the Obama administration gave away hard-earned American taxpayer dollars to the tune of a whopping $380 million, of which a cool $20 million went toward Gaza recovery and reconstruction, according to its own financial records. Yet we have the likes of Palestinian and proud Linda Sarr over here in the US trying to tell us how things need to be done at our expense on our dime. No respect at all. When is it time that they hate us for free? It not only Pakistan that we pay billions of dollars to for nothing, but also many other countries, and others. As an example, we pay the Palestinians hundreds of millions of dollars a year and get no appreciation or respect. They don't even want to negotiate a long overdue. The Jerusalem Post notes that the Palestinian Authority pays terrorists who are sentenced to 20 years or more in prison, in other words, those who committed more severe crimes, and likely were involved in killing Israelis 5 times that each month for the rest of their lives. Terrorists who are Israeli citizens receive a $145 bonus, which, when added to the amount PA pays for the most severe crimes, comes to over $2,900 a month, more than the average Israeli income of around $2,700. There are also increases in pay for being married and for each child a terrorist has. Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman said, the PA pays over $1 billion shekels a year to terrorists and their families, thus encouraging and perpetuating terrorism. The minute the amount of the payment is decided according to the severity of the crime and the length of the sentence, in other words, whoever murders and is sentenced to life in prison gets much more, that is funding terrorist attacks against Israeli citizens. There is nothing that better illustrates the PA's support for terrorism. We must stop this, he said. A terrorist is defined in the bill as anyone who committed a security offense, whether or not he or she was convicted by a court or is still living. This organization is essentially financing and sanctioning genocide and attempting to use American taxpayer dollars to do it. Regarding the $65 million originally planned for UNRWA, Nauert demanded the agency be reformed and further called on other countries to help out as well. So we asking countries to do more, she said. Fundamentally, we just don't believe that we have to be the chief donor to every organization around the world. Interestingly, other countries that were previously hesitant about pitching in have already begun sending money to UNRWA because of the Trump administration willingness to stand up for itself. Arutsheva revealed in Conversations this week Belgium on Wednesday pledged to allocate $23 million to UNRWA, the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, following the U.S. decision to cut by half the funding it provides to the agency. That said, some maintain that both the Palestinian Authority and UNRWA should be permanently defunded. UNRWA has previously been caught promoting anti-Semitism to impressionable children, while the Palestinians have likewise been busted engaging in every form of terrorism imaginable against the Israeli people. Everything from Holocaust denial to preaching that Jews are lower than dogs and rats are taught to these children.